Welcome back to The Price of Business. I'm your host, Kevin Price, talking to you about you and your business. It's fun to be back. I always enjoy time off. I'm like anyone else. I've been doing this. It's the longest running business show in Houston, Texas. I've been doing this since 2001, and I always enjoy doing it, but I always enjoy when people like my good friend William Edmondson sits in, and I'm sure he did a great job, and you, the listener, probably didn't miss me at all, but I missed you. What's that?
You were gone?
I was gone. Thanks so much, as my producer. Now you are doing a pretty good Sigmund Kramer impersonation. That's exactly what he would say, Marsha. Marsha. My goodness. So, it's always good to be back, though. I'm glad to be back. Weird story. My wife was looking at arranging for us to get tickets to go to New York City, which we like to do every few years, and she was beginning to shop them. And really good friends of ours had decided to just go to Boston, but at the last moment something popped up where they couldn't go to Boston, and so they offered us the price of the tickets. Really, they offered us the tickets at the cost of transferring into our names, which was like $150. My wife said, "We never been to Boston. Let's check it out." She's into new things, and so we went. And it's like, Boston in January, really? all of my friends kept saying to me, "So what punishment is that for? What did you do to have that happen?" But the reality is, we had a great time. I think I'd like to go back again, probably in the fall, maybe in the spring, never in the winter again.
Never.
But my wife had a blast. We were trudging through snow, but I'm sore. 2 nights ago, I walked almost 2 miles in 5 inches of snow.
Really?
And I'm exhausted now. I'm still exhausted. I spent most of the day yesterday, where I probably would have came in just recovering, sleeping a lot. Kind of felt like a bear in hibernation after that. But it was a good time, and I'm glad we did it. And kind of missing New York. I guess it might be next year. Who knows? We'll do it later on this year. We'll do it at a different time of the year. We like to do New York right after, like the week after New Year's, because you've got the tree still up, the massive tree up, and the lights are still up, and you got all the sense of the holidays without all the cost of the holidays. Huh. The Rockettes are still performing.
That's smart.
And so and let me tell you, like the last time we went, we got our hotel room an entire week at a hotel that cost, in the last week of the year, cost somewhere around $3,000.
Wow.
For 1 week. We got it for around $500.
Oh, wow.
The first week, because no one comes
there.
the day after New Year's.
Yeah.
They come up to New Year's,
it's over.
New Year's, but 2 days after New Year's, why go, right?
Yeah.
Well, the reason why is you've got all the persona, all of the sense of the holidays without any of the cost.
Yeah.
And so we paid around $500 to be a block away from Times Square.
Wow.
And it was awesome. And in fact, the hotel we stayed at was in an Apple commercial while we were there. It was kind of cool.
Really?
And so and the cost of food, there's sales on everything during that time. And so we like to go then. But, we did something else this year. Maybe we'll go in the summer, or probably, knowing New York is brutal in the summer.
Besides
because of the asphalt, it's brutal in the summer.
Oh, yeah, hot. So besides the snow, did you get to see anything in Boston?
Oh, yeah. So we went, oh, my God, what did we see? The JFK Library and Museum.
Oh, wow.
I did a tour of Fenway Park.
Oh, cool.
Which, is this like, it's almost like religious holy grounds from a baseball fan's perspective, even though I hate the Red Sox. But it's one of those you got to go to. It's the oldest operating stadium in baseball, 2 years older than Wrigley, in fact, where the Cubs play. And then, what else did we went on Freedom Trail? We did a lot, actually, for 4 days.
Yeah.
We did a lot and ate like crazy. Food is extraordinary in Boston. Really good food.
Well, being from Texas, going to play in the snow like that, real snow, that'd be fun to do.
That was fun.
Not
we
to have
did.
to drive.
I had my wife
in
at the snowball. Only one time, though. it was looking very, very dicey there after that. So, not icy, although it could have been that too, but dicey. And so, lots of fun. We had a good time, and you're right. The snow was cool. I normally don't like to travel in the snow because you don't know if you're going to be stuck, where you are.
Yeah.
But even that kind of worked out perfectly. We were only on the very fringe of that huge, massive storm, and because we were going to a city that was disaffected by the storm, Houston, they're able to fly around that, whereas there was people in that airport that looked like they may be there for a couple more days.
Wow.
So we got fortunate there. So it was just perfect all the way around. I've got nothing but gratitude, lots of fun. But that's how we ended up, I mentioned it in the beginning of the show, but that's how my wife and I ended up in Boston for a vacation in January. I can't say I couldn't recommend it, but can't say I couldn't recommend it, but I'm glad we did it. One of those kind of crazy things.
Leave it to the host of The Price of Business to find a deal. That's what brought you
I did
there.
find a lot of deals. I did. And one of the bed and breakfast we stayed at was awesome. It was extraordinary. And in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to give a lot more information. I'm going to interview the owner of the bed and breakfast, and lots of fun. And if we go back, I'm going to probably stay at the same place again because it was a lot of fun. It was a great location. Even though my wife is big on, we got to try a new place. She's big on new places. I like that about her, though.
I'm trying to picture a price of business in a city. I mean, a price of business, a bread and breakfast in a place like Boston. I mean, is it like a standalone home, or was it part of a apartment complex or a hotel or something?
Oh, wow, you sound like you're from Massachusetts the way you said apartment.
Apartment.
It was an apartment complex. No, it was a brownstone. It was a brownstone, which was essentially a townhome, like 5-story townhome. Huh. And so they had 3 rooms, each of them with their own private bathroom.
Nice.
And so it had all of the accommodations of a hotel or a motel.
Yeah.
And we would share breakfast with who was ever staying at the, there,
yeah.
like you would at a hotel, right? Yeah. But these people were from all over the world. We had breakfast with a gentleman who was a businessman from Germany. And so it was a lot of fun.
When's he going to be on the show?
And the food was amazing. The food that she made, it was an Irish-themed bed and breakfast. And so
nice.
The food was just
Boston,
extraordinary. Yeah, of course. Yeah, I think Boston has more Irish people than Ireland. But it certainly has more Irish per capita than any city in the United States, except for maybe Chicago. Except for maybe more than Chicago, except Chicago's huge. So, but then again, I said per capita, right? So that changes everything. Yeah. All things equal. Anyway, we had so much fun. Keep an eye over there on priceofbusiness.com to learn more about it. And when we come back, we're going to have more for you. I do want to remind you the show does continue 24/7 at priceofbusiness.com. Not only great audio, but also videos from our TV show. Check it all out. More for you after this.
I need someone.